I'm in Woodbridge at LifeRich Corporation's head offices speaking with Richard Dolan, president of the company. Richard is speaking at International Networking Day on February 8th. Richard, thanks for your time today.
Thanks for being here.
You are an author, a professional speaker, and I would say a business influencer. Your company produces a lot of educational programs and seminars. Can you tell me a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, LifeRich is in the business of really pushing forward with prowess, a sense of fearlessness, both people and professionals. So that whole movement is really educative, it's mentorship, it's coaching, it's training, it's marketing, it's all those things, all good things for any entrepreneur. So that's what LifeRich does.
That's great. Very necessary.
Very necessary. Very apropos, as the French would say right now.
I understand you have some pretty powerful connections. You've spoken with the likes of Barbara Walters, Richard Branson, Presidents Bill Clinton and George W. Bush. So you must know a little something about networking.
Well, it's interesting, when you suggest that I'm connected to those people, it's only for a brief moment that I actually really am, in fact, connected to those people by way of physically sharing a stage or sharing a message. But truthfully, the reality is I'm really blessed to have been connected to those who are hyper-connected, who are in the business of pulling together great minds, great thinkers, great leaders, and being able to both conspire with me and for me to be in the right place at the right time to do the work that I do. So it's been a wonderful ride to have been able to share the stage and find my way, opening up, Unleash the Power Within for a Tony Robbins, who's always been my childhood hero. In my dictionary, I've always looked under the letter M and found his name synonymous with motivation.
Right.
Being able to open up for a President Clinton and President Bush, a historical first, which was really keen. And the list can go on, but it's just very, very powerful to sit back and say, wow, what's a high school dropout with no real formal business training doing on stage with the likes of these people? And it doesn't come down to what you know, it doesn't come down to how you got there, it's who you know, and that they got you there. And so I'm very grateful to those people.
It's all about your connections.
It is. Having a connection and also having that connection work for you and with you, which is very important.
So on International Networking Day, you're talking about something that you call the pocket pitch.
The perfect pocket pitch.
Perfect pocket pitch. What is that?
Well, the perfect pocket pitch is sort of like, when you're walking down the street and you bump into an old-time school friend, and they say, oh my God, you look so great, what have you been up to? And you say, well, here's what I've been doing. And in that moment, you dig real deep, either in the back of your mind or deep in your soul, and you try to find the words that come together that really speaks to the magic and the power of what it is that you're really up to, that would have that person leave you enthusiastic about having gotten to know what it is that you're up to. The perfect pocket pitch is one that clearly defines what you do, it clearly articulates why you're doing it, it creates a viral affection for what you're up to, meaning it enrolls people, and more importantly, it leaves people passionately engaged about what it is that you've left them with what you said. So the perfect pocket pitch allows you to identify yourself in the world and for the world to identify with you through having said so. So
you're making a lasting impression of some sort.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate infomercial, right, of whatever that you're doing. The trick, though, is that in the perfect pocket pitch, as we're going to present on that particular day, is one that works for anybody. So whether you're in the business of networking and marketing or connecting for the likes of pushing forward health remedies or anti-aging creams to pushing real estate or opportunities as such, multi-level marketing opportunities or network marketing opportunities, right through to education opportunities. Whatever it is that you are networking and connecting with people for, you need the perfect pocket pitch, the overarching backdrop to setting you up so that people listen and engage.
Setting you up for success.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's critical, really, to building your business.
It is. It's kind of like when a movie producer comes across the perfect script, that no matter what roles end up shifting, no matter what actors they end up casting, if the core of the script is good, then the movie is destined for greatness. And the same happens in business. When people profile what they do, they lean on more of the success of that industry, or the success of a product, or the ointment, or the service. And rare is it that they actually find themselves championing themselves inside the opportunity. So the perfect pocket pitch profiles you in such a way that it creates a powerful listening for you as the catalyst for learning and wanting to get more. Because that's what it comes down to, a commercial, an ad, a billboard, whatever it might be. The purpose of those mediums is to have someone be left wanting more. How do I get that? Where do I correct it? I'm now in pain. How do I get out of pain? So the perfect pocket pitch isn't about just saying, hey, here's an opportunity, or here's where you can make some money. It's all those things and much more. So on the day that I speak at the International Networking Day, what I'm excited about is having designed the perfect pocket pitch that everyone can learn, everyone can memorize. They're getting it absolutely for free, where they can now transplant that into any conversation they have with anybody and everybody, and as often as they want, to set them up for the right listening, for the right level of and depth of engagement, so that people are really left wanting more.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, I understand the pocket pitch is something that you need to be aware of opportunities, things that people are going to be spending on, and sort of tying your pitch to that. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, I think the design principles to any pocket pitch, let alone our perfect pocket pitch, is you've got to speak into someone's listening. It's sort of like if you were to be shopping for, you know, a white Honda, and all of a sudden as you shop for one and you're looking for the best deal and the best service to acquire such one, you all of a sudden notice lots of white Hondas,
right,
and they're everywhere. In other words, you've got a listening, or now an eye for white Hondas.
Right.
It's not that you always have noticed them, but because you now consciously have decided to shop for one, you see all that is white Honda.
Right.
So the same in the context of a perfect pocket pitch is setting up a context so that it's so powerful you speak into an automatic listening. So I'll say it in a different way. If I were to say to people that the perfect pocket pitch should begin with some facts and figures that allows people to understand the financial metrics, like the financial tsunami of sorts, of imminent and inescapable of success, wouldn't that start overwhelming a listener and say, I gotta know more about this?
For sure.
And so that's probably one of the design principles that makes the perfect pocket pitch work. The first foundation is understanding why what you're doing matters for others first.
For sure. So it sounds like people really need to be at International Networking Day to hear what you've got to say.
I think for a lot of reasons, and I'll just name three. One is that, you know, you've got to start this year by understanding that you've got to just not network, you've got to connect with people. Anyone can collect cards and file cards,
For
but
sure.
few people have a purpose and a plan with those cards. So you've got to be at events like that and make sure you make it your mandate to be at these things. Number two is that at this particular event, this International Networking Day, it's important because I understand that, you know, assembled are the greatest speakers and trainers and thinkers when it comes to the game of connecting and networking with people. So you want to learn from them whenever they assemble themselves into a stable, if it were, of this highly contagious and powerful intellectual capital. You want to soak yourself in it. You want to marinate yourself in it. But third, more importantly, you know, I'm really excited about the perfect pocket pitch. You know, we promised the organizers that we would not do this talk, not even once, not even a test run, until that day. So it's going to be its first global debut. It has never been heard nor spoken before, and it's designed specifically for that International Networking Day. And we're excited to debut that day.
Fantastic.